Good morning and welcome back. So I'm gonna do a very quick intro and then I'm gonna head to the gym because it's a Saturday. The roads should be nice and not busy. So we're gonna get there hopefully quickly so we can do a nice workout. We have chest today. Usual stuff, we're gonna get in there, we're gonna hit chest first, probably incline, then some flies or flat bench. It depends, I don't know, we'll see. Whatever is available, I guess, at the moment. And then what do we usually do? Then we usually do delts, and then we're gonna do triceps at the end. Probably the superset because it's a fucking good exercise. So that's pretty much my reasoning for doing what I'm doing. It's like it's a fucking good exercise. I get a good pump, check. Do I do the targeted muscle feels the burn after? Check. Nothing hurts? Check. Good exercise. Do that. So yeah, that's pretty much my reasoning behind exercise of choice. So I'm gonna turn the camera off, I'm gonna start driving, and I'm gonna see you inside the gym hopefully very soon. So as promised, incline press. Now I say it's incline just because the bench is on an incline. Not exactly sure if this is incline, but it feels like incline. Do you know what I mean? So if it feels like it and it looks like it, must be it. Right. In case you can't tell, I feel good, but I just did a warm-up here with that weight. So this is 50 kilo aside. We have two 20s up top and then a 10 at the bottom. Same on the other side, obviously. But I did a warm-up on the last warm-up set, which is, I'm usually warming up with the weight that I'm gonna move on the set. As my last warm-up, I'm just doing like 3-4 reps. I'm not doing like multiple reps. On that set, on the last warm-up set, I didn't feel as strong, which was annoying. I was like, oh, this feels a bit difficult. Having said that, this is 100 kilos, so, you know. Let's start moving, let's see what we can do. Oosh. 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 Hey. Ooh. I will say that hurt my wrist a bit. So maybe we do need to use the wrist straps, you know? I don't know. Oh, that was a heavy set and that was a good set. I said I'm not feeling as strong. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but when you start the heavy set and you feel very strong, usually the first couple of reps feel easy. And then of course it becomes more difficult, but this felt, when I say easy, I mean light, but this felt heavy from the get-go. But we still did more than 12 reps. So, you know. And flies, back flies, because why the hell not? In one of our favorite machines, just because, I've said this before, but the difference between this and the other one, where you're sitting upright and you're here, is that when you sit upright, you do mid-pecs. When you lie down like this, it seems to be incorporating more of an upper chest kind of like workout. I don't know if this makes any sense to you guys, but it's like the more you put yourself on an incline and you're using your pecs, the more you're using upper pecs. Same goes for the other way around. If you're on a decline, so if the bench is not flat, but it goes on a decline versus an incline, you're incorporating more of a lower pec on the workout. Now that doesn't mean that you don't use the pecs, the rest of the pecs, right? You can't isolate the upper part of the chest. It's not how it works. I wish you could. That would save me a lot of time and energy, but you can't. So, you know, it just means you're targeting it. It just means it gets activated more. So, let's do the set. The other good thing is, I've said this before, there are certain exercises that allow you to go to failure and beyond. So that and beyond is, it just feels so bad. Like, it feels like the muscle is gonna tear, which is good because it obviously is not gonna tear, but it's like there's so much blood and so much metabolites, I guess is the right word. I might be mistaken, don't quote me, but I think it's metabolites that get into the muscle, into that area. They swallow it. And obviously lactic acid, blah, 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 blah. All the science stuff that I'm no expert. I'm just trying to say what I know, more or less. But the point is, those last few extra reps, it's usually on machines, right? That allow you to go beyond failure safely. I say safely because like when you do squats, could you really go beyond failure? Like do partials? Assisted maybe, but even then I wouldn't do them. I just think there's better alternatives if you want to do something like that, like the hack squat, like the leg press. And again, I mean, for the leg press, you might need assistance if you are going to do partials. For the hack squat, depending on the machine, you might need assistance if you are going to do partials. But if you really want to do partials, why not just do leg extensions and leg curls and do partials then on the machines? Nice and easy, safe, you know? Which is exactly what that is, nice and easy and safe. So it feels very good. One moment. There we go. And I'm telling the truth. Anyway, I'm gonna do one more set, as usual, and then I'm gonna see you over there with delts. As usual, we're gonna do shoulders first, so we can give our triceps a break. Shouldn't take long. Shouldn't take long, you know, because we did flies just now. I mean, that doesn't really... I mean, triceps don't really help when it comes to flies, I would think anyway. You know, I never really feel a pump or anything happening on my triceps when I do flies, which means that we give them enough of a break. But because we did pressing at the beginning, well, let's give them a bit more time to kind of like rest properly, right? So we can then hit them really hard at the end, because we are going to do a superset at the end. So, you know. In any case, let's do our shoulders first, as I said. We've got the 15 kilos this time, not the 12 and a half, so we are going to go up. I think 15s are good enough for now. You know, maybe we can go up to 17 and a half. I think 20s, if I'm not standing, 20s are a bit much, especially for now. I mean, further down the line, we'll find out. We'll find out when it's time, but for now, we can stick with the 15s. I think 15s, as I said, maybe 17 and a half, I can try and see how it works, but it's just the way that when you're sitting down, you can't sit at all, or at least you shouldn't. I mean, you can still sit the eccentric, like let them drop, but we're not gonna do that. So, and I wasn't gonna do that even if I was standing, but when you are standing, you use momentum to bring the dumbbells up. So it's always a bit different, right? And it's like the dumbbells are usually either in front of you or by your sides. Now the dumbbells are behind me. So it's just kind of like where the shoulder joint goes, that if you have too much weight, I don't think it's a good thing at the moment. Once again, maybe my shoulders get so big and so strong that they can move the 20s easily like that. But yeah, seated, I think 15s is good for now. With hope for the 17 and a halves. That's about it. Oh. Whew. Whew. Ah. Okay. That was a good set. As usual, one more. And then triceps. So, we are at the end. So we are going to do some skull crushes with the easy bar. We're also going to do a superset, as I usually do. So we're going to like do skull crushes, and when we're done, we're gonna bring the barbell over, barbell, easy bar, whatever, you know what I mean. We're gonna bring it over, we're gonna adopt a wider grip, and then we're gonna start pressing. I've said this a billion times, the idea behind this is your triceps have already reached failure via the skull crushers, and now you bring them over, you use other muscles, stronger, bigger, and well-rested muscles, such as your pecs and your front delts, to support with the movement. But because your triceps are cooked, they've reached failure, they're done, the exercise, the limiting factor on the exercise is gonna be your triceps still. You just give them more volume, but it's assisted volume. It's still volume though, like your triceps are still doing some stuff. It's just you're really squeezing everything out of them at that point. I hope this makes sense. I can't explain it any better. Do you know what I mean? It's like they reach failure on an isolation movement, and then you bring in other muscles to support and do assisted reps for your triceps. Although this is a pressing movement, we're still using triceps. So, you know, it's assisted at this point for the triceps, right? It's like other muscles are doing most of the work, but because your triceps are kind of like they've reached failure, there is now assistance for them to go even further and like squeeze everything out of them. The goal is for your triceps to be the limiting factor on the pressing. If it's not, if it's your pecs, if it's your front delts, I don't know how that can be possible, but if it's your pecs and it's not your triceps, you know, you're not doing it right. So let's begin. Let me show you what this looks like. Whoosh. Oh. Whoosh. Oh. Whoosh. Whoosh. That's it. Whoosh. Ah. Ah. That's it. This worked exactly as I said it would work. Exactly, like 100%. Like, triceps reach failure, then you switch over, you do presses, triceps are the limiting factor. Nice and easy. Oh, that was good. The pump that I have in my triceps. It's a good exercise. I would definitely recommend trying it out if you want. But yeah, it's just one of these where it's like, it's a superset with triceps being the primary focus, because usually on supersets you alternate muscle groups, so you do biceps and you do triceps, right? We're not doing any of that. It's a push movement, right? Through and through, but it targets the triceps. Okay, so I've got one more set as usual, one more superset I should say, and then I'm gonna wrap it up for the day. Tomorrow it's rest day, so I'm not gonna see you tomorrow, but I am gonna see you the day after with legs. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with legs, man, because I sort of want to try hack squats again, just to see where my knee is at. But at the same time, I don't really want to irritate my knee, because it's nice now that I don't feel any pain or discomfort here. So, I don't know. We'll see. I guess this is a problem for future me. But for now, this is wrap. and I'm gonna see you the day after with legs. Till then, peace, and I'm out.